All right, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Garage Talk Sports. I'm Mills.
And I'm Bobby.
And we are bringing you guys another episode. You're probably wondering why are we going live, right? Why are we on Tuesdays? Well, some changes coming to the podcast. We've joined the ASAP network. It's a network of podcasters and content creators. We're very happy to be a part of it.
Yeah, we recommend you check them out. There's
definitely check them out.
Shows on there.
A lot of good podcasts on there. If you love sports, you'll love the network. Give them a like on Facebook. We'll put a link to the page on our Facebook page as well. You'll probably also notice it's just Bobby and myself today. Nick, unfortunately, not able to be with us. He had something come up, wasn't able to make it in. So we're going to run it just the two of us. You had the Nick and Bobby show a couple weeks ago. Now it's the Mills and Bobby show, Bobby and Mills show, whatever you want to call it. Either way, we're excited to be doing this. Live stream going to be new to us, so bear with us. There might be some growing pains. But we'll jump right into it. I think that covers everything.
Yeah.
Really, for those of you just joining us for the first time, we're happy to have you along. Episode 14 for us, for the people who've been here from the beginning. So it's exciting stuff. But we'll jump right into it. This week's episode, we're going to cover some NFL stuff. The big Julio Jones trade happened.
Yeah.
For those, I was right on the landing spot.
Yes, you did call this. I will give you credit.
NBA playoffs going on still. Phoenix just swept the Nuggets.
Yes, they did.
Some people were probably surprised by that. We'll talk about that series. We'll talk about some more NBA news and stuff like that. And then we're going to dive into the NHL as well with the Stanley Cup semis coming up. We want to cover those two series, give a little bit of a preview, kind of a rundown of game one for each series. But we'll get right into it. We'll start off with the NFL. Tennessee Titans land Julio Jones. Last week we talked about it. Or no, not last week. 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
2 weeks ago we talked about it. I said that I thought Tennessee was the best spot for him, and the most likely. I think you and Nick both agreed on the Colts.
I did say the Colts, but Colts, I guess, were not in play for him. I don't know what they're doing. They have the salary cap, but
they have their own thing going on. Whatever.
I feel like it's a great fit for him.
I know you and Nick talked about how. Does this hinder the Derrick Henry offense? I'm a believer. I believe it's going to only help, right? Now you have to cover two stud receivers and a stud running back.
Yeah,
this is not going to be easy.
This just makes it easier for Derrick Henry to run the ball.
I think it's easy for Ryan Tannehill to run the offense too.
Yeah, it's going to be a three-headed monster.
Yeah,
for sure. And
definitely on paper could be one of the best offenses the league will see.
Yeah.
We'll see, obviously, and pray it all has to work together on the field. But on paper, looking at it right now, you think, dang, Tennessee on offense, team to beat. Defense still needs some work. But this offense with these weapons now should be able to carry the load, no problem.
Yeah. This can throw them in contention.
Oh, without a doubt. They've already been I would say they're the best team in the division based on the last couple of years.
Yeah.
So this only helps them, right?
Yeah.
I don't see any other team. I mean, Trevor Lawrence obviously is in Jacksonville now, so you'd think that's a huge jump in talent on that team. But still, they were far. I still thought they were far away from Tennessee.
I mean, the Colts, but again,
but
I don't think they have that clear number one wide receiver. T.Y. Hilton's too old.
He's not the number one that he was with Andrew Luck.
Yeah. So I think this just opens up for them to take.
Oh, they should take the division. I know this is going way back to draft day now, and I said I thought the Jaguars had potential to win the division. I'll say they can. I will say they finished second in the division this year.
So you're eating your words?
Well, I didn't expect Julio Jones to be traded to Tennessee.
Hey, you were very adamant on them not.
On who not? What?
Them not winning. Or adamant on them winning.
I was like, what?
Why did they not?
Yeah, no, I still think that the Jaguars are going to be better than people are giving them credit for. Tim Tebow time, right?
Yeah.
Instant. No, I'm kidding. But I still think Jacksonville will, in my opinion, is going to be number 2. Julio Jones isn't. If Julio Jones doesn't end up in Tennessee, I think it helps them. Jacksonville actually does have a chance.
But yeah, I don't.
Now this clear and away favorites for the division, possible contenders for the Super Bowl.
I think so.
Yeah, you think so?
They beat Brady's in New England.
True. True.
Without Julio Jones.
They need to work on some things to get past the divisional round. Julio Jones obviously is a start in the right direction. The defense still needs some help. D-line and linebacker to be stronger.
That's for sure. But I feel like their offense can put up 30 points a game. So
with the personnel on offense now should be putting up those kind of numbers. If you can have that defense sit at like 20 to 24 points per game, giving up, that offense should be able to outscore that.
Yeah.
Right. Ryan Tannehill has been very good since he became the starter there. Revived his career. A lot of the times you go, it depends on quarterback play. I think we can assume Tannehill will get the job done.
But
he'll get the job done. It's not like his job's very hard now.
Will he be able to perform at what he has been performing at?
It should be easier for him now.
I mean, I get that, but it's still Ryan Tannehill, man.
What do you?
I don't mean to be throwing dirt on Tannehill.
No, at some point we're going on. This is going to be what, year 3 next year with Tannehill?
Yeah, but you got to think about it. Like, he's been performing all last year. He's been performing way better than anyone has ever thought he could perform. And
right, but he did it for 2 years now.
Well, I would say last year was definitely his best year out of the 2.
Well, yeah, but if he came on as the starter in Tennessee and didn't do anything wrong, Tannehill, in my opinion, he's found the system that he can thrive in. And if you're going to add Julio Jones to this already pretty solid offense based on like what they used, obviously it's a run-heavy offense. But now you have 2 number 1 wide receivers right here. Defenses have to pick your poison. You can't stop all 3 guys. One of them is going to be able to beat you at some point.
I still think he's a big question mark.
Put some respect on his name, man.
You can't give him if he
does it for a 3rd year in a row. You'll stop doubting.
Yeah, I'll stop doubting.
Okay, you'll stop doubting. That's good. That's all I need to hear.
And I think Matt could go pick him up in fantasy again. And trade Aaron Rodgers away.
Already for Fitzpatrick.
Yeah.
Already taking digs. But Tennessee, like we said, should win the division now. Yeah. Should being the key word there. Contenders for the entire AFC. I think that's still a very loaded conference. We saw last year with the extended playoffs how many teams missed at like 10-6 and 11-5. I think Miami missed it.
Yeah, they were 10-6
and missed it. And meanwhile, in the NFC, you had the Bears back in at 8-8.
Yeah, it's the AFC is like how it was with Brady now, but it's just Pat Mahomes and the Chiefs. It's that all roads lead to there.
Right. And even when it's not there, you have Lamar in Baltimore. You have Josh Allen emerging in Buffalo.
Honestly, I'm happy the Bears aren't in the AFC.
Oh yeah, me too.
Yeah,
we're in the NFC North, baby. Yeah. Where Aaron Rodgers might be falling out of the division.
Yeah, I don't even think he's going to minicamp.
I don't know.
It's still
Green Bay fans. We've been saying it. They still got to be nervous. They got to be nervous. Yeah. I know. I would be if my franchise quarterback is basically wanting nothing to do with the team.
Yeah,
but it could all be smoke. Who knows? And then we can live through another year of disappointment having to play Aaron Rodgers twice a year.
All right, but let's hope not.
Let's hope. Speaking of, Justin Fields. That's what we have to hope.
Yes, we do.
Justin Fields signs the rookie contract. All smiles. Obviously, he's going to be all smiles. He's a millionaire now. But it is exciting. You saw when he was at Wrigley for a Cubs game, the reception he got. The city of Chicago, us as well. Like this is
everyone's on board.
Everyone is on board. It's been a long time since I have sat down and been this excited about any kind of draft pick the Bears have made. Trubisky, it was more of like a stupid optimism where I wasn't convinced, but I was like, oh, he's a young quarterback. So that's something.
Like you think hopefully there's a chance, but it just seems like he has all the weapons. He has the athleticism. He has the arm. He has the experience that Trubisky didn't have. I'm very excited for this. He signed a 4-year, $18.9 million with $11 million signing bonus.
All of it guaranteed, obviously rookie contracts. Yeah, all guaranteed.
I mean, I feel like
he's been performing very well at OTAs and everything. I did see, I don't know if you saw it yet, Matt Nagy came out and said that he doesn't see any possible scenario where Justin Fields is starting week 1.
I was just about to say, it seems like everyone's on board with Fields except for Nagy.
I'm not even going to disagree with Nagy on it, though.
Okay, but you're saying this so early.
It is very early to be saying.
Yes, you're literally saying, like, it's not even a question that he's thinking about. Like, He's saying it, Dalton is a starter, which I have heard from Scotty that he's been throwing interceptions to practice squad players.
Oh yeah, he's probably struggling.
No, I'm talking about Dalton.
No, I know. It gets tricky when all eyes are going to be on Dalton because Justin Fields is now the guy behind him.
Yeah.
And all eyes are going to be on Dalton because he's the quarterback for the Chicago Bears, a team that has gone so long without a true franchise quarterback. To me, this whole Dalton versus Fields thing, it shouldn't be Fields versus Dalton. It needs to be, is the offense ready for Fields? If that offensive line is still Swiss cheese and still beat up and still being put together and still kind of a work in progress, I don't care how athletic Justin Fields is. We saw what happened to him last year in college when he got beat up. Right, he's someone who likes to make the play, and that doesn't go away. He's gonna try and extend plays. He's gonna take hits here and there. I would rather have an offensive line that doesn't make him run for his life every play.
I agree. Protect our $30 million investment.
Yeah, that's my thing. Protect him. Just keep him. Protect him. Work with what you have with Dalton. Dalton is used to being behind a bad O line.
Yeah, I mean,
let him, as bad as it sounds, let him take the hits. But more importantly, I think it would be great for Fields to see what it's like to learn from a guy who's behind an O-line that's struggling. Because you go from Ohio State, a powerhouse college team program,
and
to a team that's got a really bad O-line. But you're not going to be used to all the pressure that you're under.
No, you definitely won't be used to that. But I'm just saying, for him to say this early, it's out of the realm of possibilities for him to even be starting day one. I think it's way too early to decide that.
It's probably just a cover our bases kind of thing.
Yeah,
I seriously doubt that they already can say for certain. Their plan is to develop him. However, you have to kind of judge at what point is development enough, and it's time to put the better player in. Versus risk, because the balance of developing a guy when he's ready, putting him into suit and stuff like that. It's finding that balance, and I'm not against Fields sitting for a few weeks. If Dalton truly is going to go in at number one, he's going to go in at number one for the first few weeks of the season.
Yeah.
And honestly, I still think it's his position his starting spot to lose.
Yeah, I definitely think that, and judging by
Nagy's comments, he thinks the same way.
Yeah.
I am skeptical of that entire staff's ability to develop a quarterback.
Yes, I am very skeptical.
And I'm someone who's more of a believer that if you draft a quarterback in the first round, especially you trade up 9 spots to get him, he should start as soon as possible. However, I also want Fields to be a franchise quarterback, and it's just tough. Like I said, finding that balance of how at what point are you holding him out for no reason, and at what point is he ready to go in, or is it just the fans want him in, so we're going to put him in, but he's not ready?
Yeah, because the Andy Dalton, Patrick Mahomes situation, you had Alex Smith, who has taken this team to the playoffs,
right?
And now we have a quarterback who we don't even know if he is starter capable. You know what I mean? He hasn't really shown that in a couple of years. So it's really difficult to judge when to put him in and when not to.
Exactly.
Because obviously Alex Smith is a starter. You keep Alex Smith in if you have him. But Andy Dalton, I don't know. And Matt Nagy's ability to lead someone like that.
Yeah, it'll be tricky. We'll see. We'll wait and see what happens, right?
Yeah.
There's still a long ways to go. Maybe Dalton settles in and ends up having a pretty good off-season training, does well in the off-season.
Yeah, doesn't throw 3 interceptions to practice squad players.
Well, he's just trying to teach them. He's helping them out.
Yeah,
he's like, I'll give you some gimmies, guys. Don't worry. Either way, regardless of how, I don't really care how Dalton is doing at a training camp. I really don't. It's all about Justin Fields.
Yeah.
Dalton has been in the league long enough to where I know the dude knows how to be a quarterback.
Yeah.
It's not like he's an idiot. It's not like he doesn't know what he's doing. He doesn't know how to play in the NFL. He's been in the NFL since 2009, 2011?
Yeah.
Is it 11?
I think it's 9.
2000. It's one of those two. Yeah, I know it's one of those two.
2009.
Either way, been in the league for over 10 plus years now. He knows what he's doing. I'm not concerned that he's not sure how to play quarterback. That's why I don't really care about him throwing these picks and everything.
Yeah, but I'm more concerned with this ability to be physically capable of it.
Oh, I get what you're saying. That's fair. Yeah. I get what you're saying. So John Suggs, you're asking which team makes the biggest change. I think Chargers will win a bunch, especially with Justin Herbert another year. Don't forget Herbert put up huge numbers. I'm glad you mentioned Herbert. I was very big on him last year. Going into the draft, I have a buddy of mine out in Oregon, follows the Ducks religiously. So he was hyping up Herbert to me. The Chargers are a team that are primed definitely for a big jump. Without a doubt, I think the Chargers.
I feel like what their record was last year really didn't live up to what talent was on that team.
Once again, the Chargers found a way to be the Chargers. They're the team that loses tough, close games in the weirdest ways.
Yeah.
They never get the bad luck. They don't get the luck of the bounce, whatever you want to call it, whatever sports phrase you choose to use. They don't ever seem to catch a break. Herbert put up record numbers as a rookie quarterback. Obviously, there's the sophomore slump exists, especially in the NFL. But new coach, kind of changing the philosophy of everything. I really think who's their new coach now? Staley?
Brandon Staley.
Staley, right?
Defensive coordinator from the Rams. So
I like him.
I feel like there will be a drop off with Herbert,
but the team all in all, I think is going to be better coached. The defense is going to be used better. Those players are going to be used better. I'm excited to watch the Chargers. They're a team that I low key root for all the time.
They are one of the underdog teams.
They're an underdog team.
Their division's just tough.
Yeah. No. They're an underdog team. I like the Chargers a lot. But as for my the biggest jump in their record, I am going to stand firm on Jacksonville.
You're going to stay on Jacksonville?
Come on. They won one game.
Yeah, but I think I got to go with the Bengals on this one.
Really? You think Okay, you were also high on Jamar Chase.
Yes, I'm very high on Jamar Chase. I think he is a number one wide receiver in the NFL. And I think it's going to take him no time to translate. He has his college quarterback thrown to him. I think it should be a smooth transition. Yes, it's going to be a very smooth transition. And you're going to have a healthy Joe Burrow, hopefully behind a better offensive line.
Well, what about that?
That's a big question mark.
That's the huge question mark. I'm not convinced on the O-line for Cincinnati. That's my biggest concern. I wanted them to go Penei Sewell in the draft.
Yeah.
I'm not saying Jamar Chase was a bad move. I just think the better move, long term, would have been to go O-line.
But they did
later. I know.
Round. So hopefully
one of those guys hits and everything. I'm going to go Jacksonville will have the biggest jump. I think the Chargers will. But
Jacksonville will not be winning that division.
No, probably not. Not anymore. Not after the Julio move. But John Suggs does say he doesn't see Julio making the Pro Bowl.
Really?
I can see why. One, a lot of talent on that offense. The ball's got to be spread a lot of different ways. That probably hurts his case.
Yeah.
But the Pro Bowl is also a popularity contest. Julio Jones is going to be a guy who's going to get the votes no matter what because it's Julio Jones.
Yeah, I mean, he came in there, didn't make A.J. Brown change his number, took number 2.
Yeah, share your little math.
Oh, yeah. So the math behind it was 1 + 1 = 2, and then 11 times 2 = 22. So you got Derrick Henry, number 22, A.J. Brown, number 11, and Julio Jones, number 2. So it was weird math. But
maybe there is something to it. What do we know, right? They would know more than we. But yeah, dude, all these numbers are changing now. Eddie Jackson changed to number 4.
It did, I believe. Buda Baker changed to 3.
He changed to 3. It was Oh my gosh.
Jalen Ramsey just changed a 5. There's a lot of people changing.
Yeah, they're all going to a lot of single digits. Yeah. Dude, why am I blanking on his name? Stephon Diggs. He's staying at, what is he, 13?
14.
14.
Yeah.
No, are you sure?
Pretty sure he's 14.
Is Thielen? Whatever. He's staying at his number.
Thielen's 9.
Ignore me, man. Shut up. Sorry, I don't have photographic memory. Yeah, he's staying at his number. I liked what he said when the change was officially made official. It was approved that they could do this. He was like, I'm sticking with the people who supported insert whatever his number is. I don't remember off the top of my head. 14?
Yeah, 14.
We're sure on that.
Dude,
you're positive?
Like positive.
Okay, if you're positive, I'm positive too. Are you looking it up?
Yeah, I'm gonna look it up.
Okay, we don't want to be wrong. We're fact checking ourselves, guys. Just kind of curious the thoughts on this the new jersey
number 14.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, I'm just I'm curious your thoughts on it. I really don't think it's that big of a deal.
I kind of like it.
It gives more of a college vibe a little bit.
Yeah,
for sure. It does suck if you're someone who bought like a jersey for one of these guys and then he changed his number.
Yeah, I do get that part,
but you, I believe it was you were saying something about how they have to like buy out inventory or something.
So they have to buy out the rest of the inventory from the distributors if they change this season. But if they announce that they're changing this season and then they change, the change will take effect in 2022. They will not have to pay anything.
Gotcha. Okay.
But
they have to buy all the inventory.
So like Jalen Ramsey, it's probably gonna have to. I don't even want to know how much he's gonna have to pay because I'm sure
he's gonna own so many of his jerseys.
Yeah,
those are all gonna get just shipped out.
I feel like for people who are small time, not like huge faces of a franchise, you're probably not paying that much. But like, for people who are faces of that franchise, it's gonna be.
Those are the one. But kind of bogus. You're not getting a jersey made after you if you're not like a face of the franchise. Well, that's not true. You know what I mean, though. Yeah. Your jersey probably isn't on a fan shop.
Yes,
for being honest. No disrespect to those guys. Role players have a purpose.
But
you know what I mean.
Yeah. So I mean, for people like Jalen Ramsey, obviously, I don't think he really cares how much he has to pay. I mean, he's got.
No,
signed a massive contract.
Same. Eddie Jackson's highest paid safety last year, I think.
Really?
Or was one of them. He signed a huge contract last year.
Oh, wow.
They're millionaires, man.
Yeah.
They can do it.
In the grand scheme of things, does it really matter for them?
Probably not.
Yeah.
As long as they get their number.
But they loosened the restrictions on jersey numbers. Running backs, tight ends, wide receivers, and fullbacks are allowed to go 1 through 49 and then 80 through 89. And
then DBs
1 through 49,
linebackers 1 through 59.
Yeah,
so, I don't mind it. I like the look of this is gonna sound so dumb, but I like the look of the single digit number.
Do you think Roquan Smith should change his number?
No, I like him at 58.
What was he in college? I'm pretty sure he was like number 3, right?
He was number 3 or number 8. I don't remember.
Yeah,
I'll look it up. Roquan Smith. Yeah. Give me 1 second. No, I mean,
I think it would be cool to see some linebackers change numbers.
No, I don't. Oh man, really? Come on, give me something here. He was number 3.
He was number 3. See, I was right.
He was number 3. Well, I like 58. I like the look of linebacker in the 50s.
Okay, I mean, yeah.
It just is like linebacker. That is a linebacker.
Yeah.
And you can't use every single digit on the dang team. Like, come on, eventually you gotta work with these. Imagine all the QBs that are gonna be like, I'm number 19.
Yeah, because QBs, kickers, and punters did not change.
They can't change. And when I think of a double-digit number, like if I think of anything above the number 12, I don't even think it's a quarterback.
Really?
Those are all wide receiver numbers now.
But like 15, Patrick Mahomes, 16, Jared Goff.
I know, but there's so many more wide receivers that wear those numbers now.
Yeah.
When you think about it, most quarterbacks are like number 10, 11, or 12.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Some number 9s. It's just, what are we talking about? Why are we getting so in detail on these number things? it'll give a more college vibe to the game.
Yes, I like that part.
Obviously these guys are going back to their college numbers. So we were athletes at one point. We know the importance of having a specific number.
Yeah.
It's your number. It's like, sure, some people it's their lucky number, whatever. I don't really care all that much. It sucks if you just purchased Jalen Ramsey jersey and now he's number 5 and you're just like, what the
Yeah, no, I agree with it. That would stink about that aspect of it, but
oh well, right? You move on.
Cool. It's that the NFL has been like this for over 100 years, now they finally just need to change. I just think that's kind of cool.
Yeah, I got no issues with it. But otherwise, really, it's been kind of quiet in the NFL outside of the
Julio Jones.
Julio Jones was the big thing. We can talk about Aaron Rodgers again if we want, but it's pretty much the same old at this point.
Yeah, right.
Justin Fields probably won't start week 1.
Yeah,
no big deal. But otherwise, it's just NFL. We got the whole off season, and once that season kicks in gear, you already know we're going to be covering it like crazy.
Yes, we are.
We are nuts here. Bobby is going to be giving all of his betting predictions for us.
Yeah.
But
get ready to lose some money, boys.
Bobby, don't tell them. They're not going to trust us. How are we going to get this FanDuel sponsorship if you're telling them you're going to lose money?
That was a joke. So when they win money, see, it's my game.
Right. Yeah. Well, whatever. So NFL still going on. More news will break as the weeks go on. That's just how it goes. The NBA right now, playoffs are going on. Phoenix this past week, this weekend, I think it was, swept Denver. Jokic, MVP, but this team gets swept by Phoenix. Very dominant. Nick, if he was here, he would talk about how Gordon Ramsay's running the show there. For those who don't know, Nick said that Paul, why am I blanking?
Chris Paul.
Yeah. Chris Paul is the Gordon Ramsay of the NBA. He comes in and saves teams, basically.
Yeah. So
kitchen nightmares.
It's a really weird comparison. I don't know.
But it's kind of, dude, funny thing is I saw that comparison made by ESPN not too long ago.
Well, Nick made it first.
Don't at me. But, we got Utah versus the Clippers tied at 2, right? 2 games apiece there. Like I said, the sweep happened between Phoenix and Denver. Philly and Atlanta are both at 2-2. Milwaukee versus Brooklyn 2-2. That series is even as well.
Yes. So
I thought possibly Brooklyn was going to be able to kind of distance themselves, but Giannis has turned into the Greek freak again.
Yes.
Honestly, with Kyrie being down with injury right now,
it's
looking huge. That's a huge hole right there to fill. Very big.
And it looks like Milwaukee is taking advantage of that.
They're finding their stride for sure.
With Kyrie in, I don't think it should be. I think 4-0 probably.
Really?
Maybe 3-1, but
you mean 4-1?
Yeah, no, 3-1. I'm saying like right now.
Oh,
that's where it sits. 3-1.
Oh, gotcha. So, okay.
But I definitely think they're hurting without Kyrie, and if Milwaukee could take advantage of it, they will be the team to beat.
Fair enough. Like Giannis is just, dude. Him versus Durant is fun to watch, though.
It is.
Like just watching those two guys who are absolute freaks on the court. Durant, I still believe is. I would say, in my personal opinion, I think he's the best player in the NBA. Some people will debate that with other guys. I truly believe he's the best player in the NBA.
Yeah, no, I can see that.
Dude, he's just a freak of nature, man. He's like a 6'8" point guard. He can play, he can shoot, he can drive the bat. He can dude, I've always been a big fan of him.
I mean, maybe
the only time I had anything against him was when he went to Golden State, as most people did.
He won the ring.
Yeah, we know what he wanted.
He just won the ring, man. Why you got
whatever, Bobby? Whatever.
He got his ring, all right. But no, I know what you mean. The only other person you could really argue against would be Steph Curry, but I would say those two are probably equal in edge value.
Yeah, they're pretty equal. Either way, that'll be a fun series to watch. The big shock to me was Phoenix sweeping Denver.
Yeah,
I knew Phoenix was a good team. I didn't think they were going to sweep Denver. Especially, I don't know if you saw the foul that happened at the end of the game. Or not at the end, but when Jokic got hit with a flagrant 2 and ejected.
No, I didn't see that.
Dude, to me personally, BS call, bad call. Yes, it looked like Jokic was trying to get a hard foul, but you watch the replay and he got all ball. Like if you slow it down, he gets all ball. But instead he gets hit with a flagrant 2, ejected from the game. Phoenix was only up by like 6 at that point. Either way, Jokic in or out, I don't think Denver was going to win the series. Maybe they climb back and make it game 5 and lose in game 5.
I mean,
you could see the difference between those two teams.
Yeah, I mean,
Phoenix is on a mission this year.
Yeah, and Murray was out.
Yeah,
so
that hurts.
That really hurt them, honestly. And
a lot of injuries in the playoffs. A lot of injuries for the NBA this year for their stars, man.
Yeah, it does stink for those teams, but again,
you got to. That's the game, right? That's sports in general. You have to be able to overcome this stuff. If you can't overcome it, how good are you really?
Yeah.
Right? You look at other teams in other sports. Quick little shout out to the White Sox, losing yet another one of their focal main pieces. Madrigal's out. Eloy is out. Robert is out. Yet they have the best run differential in baseball, and they lost 2 of their best offensive players. But good teams overcome the injuries. That's my point.
Okay. I get
so Denver...
Just like the Cubs.
Yeah. Sure. They're also in first place, I believe.
We are. Yeah. Both teams in Chicago are.
So both having very good years. Obviously, it's a little different when it comes to basketball because it's 5 guys.
Yeah.
So those injuries hit a little bit harder. I'm not going to sit here and act like they don't.
Yeah.
But if you're good enough and you belong there, you will find a way to do it. We saw LeBron make the 3-0 comeback. It was a 3-1 comeback against Golden State.
Yeah.
Right. And if your team is filled with killers who can win, your team is going to find a way to win.
Yeah.
Phoenix right now is the team that is filled with killers.
Because they went up against LeBron and they won.
Yeah, they took down LeBron.
But
they took down Jokic in the Nuggets.
I just thought that the Nuggets would put up more of a fight. Like
a sweep was surprising.
Yeah, it was very surprising.
I thought this series would go 7 games.
Because, obviously Denver played Portland. You would expect Denver to win. Yeah. But when Phoenix comes off of this tough match with the Lakers and then just dives right into it and just sweeps.
Made it look easy.
Yeah.
Made it look easy. Not even like gutsy or gritty games. Like they walked all over Denver.
Yeah.
In this series, it didn't even look like Denver had any business being on the court with them. And you're just kind of sitting like what?
Yeah.
And then we have Utah and the Clippers going on at 2-2. I'm a big Kawhi Leonard fan. I'm rooting for the Clippers all the way in that one. But regardless, I look at it, I don't see either of those two teams beating Phoenix.
Yeah, I don't either.
With the way, the momentum that Phoenix has gathered this playoff run, they're flying high.
Utah might be able to, but it's going to be tough. I feel like
Phoenix is flying high.
They're the team to beat.
All it takes is a run when it comes to the playoffs. If you can go on a run, that's what it is.
Yeah,
and Phoenix has found their stride. They're on fire. Quite honestly, we talked about it. They took down LeBron, swept Denver with Jokic, the MVP of the league this year. And now they're going to have to go through either LA or Utah is going to be in their way. I think they have what it takes to overcome either of those teams. Chris Paul has been insane.
And this will be his first championship.
Yeah, he's been insane this year.
Yeah.
This playoff run, I think, is their last game. He went 15 assists, no turnovers.
That's insane.
You don't see this kind of stuff.
No.
Devin Booker's lethal. Frank Kaminsky, don't get me started. Wisconsin, great. But dude, Phoenix just seems primed and ready to take it all.
Yeah.
They bought in on what they have and what they can do, and you're seeing it. You're seeing it this playoff run. That's why I look at it as Phoenix. You just said it, the team to beat. I'm going with Phoenix. Brooklyn is loaded with talent. Milwaukee has Giannis and is always a very good team.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, with how Phoenix is playing right now, the momentum they have built, how good everyone has been for them on the court, I can't see a team just if any team is going to beat them, they're going to have to bust their ass and really grind it out.
And when have we seen Phoenix this good? Steve Nash?
Any Arizona team. When's the last time any Arizona team has been?
I don't know. I can't even remember. Probably before we were born.
Cardinals in the Super Bowl back in like 07?
Yeah, they were.
Or no, that was 09, 09-10.
Oh, yeah. It was Kurt Warner. Yeah. Yep. And then I remember Troy Polamalu.
It's just, when I think of sports, my mind never really goes to any of the teams in Arizona.
But how cool would it be if Steve Nash old team faces the new teams he's coaching for?
That'd be interesting. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, it would be pretty cool to see.
No, that'd be really cool. But with the way Milwaukee's going out and with Kyrie being out, I don't know. Milwaukee might dispatch them and be the team that makes their run in the East. I think they're the best team in the East.
I think me and you both agreed to that.
Yeah. My finals prediction. Sorry, guys. No real debate coming between the two of us here. We both went Phoenix and Milwaukee.
Just because the simple fact that if Milwaukee
if they get to Brooklyn
upset, I think they're just going to carry momentum into
and Phoenix is already building on that momentum, like we said.
And it doesn't look like Philly is like pulling ahead. So it looks like Philly's struggling too. So
Philly's struggling. But Atlanta has Trae Young, who's very good. My question to you, Trae Young or Luka Doncic? Actually, you know what? I'll save it for I have a question. I'm going to replace Nick's question of the week.
So it's going to be Mills' question.
It's going to be Mills' question of the week this week.
Because you guys like to go on vacation and work.
Shut up, dude. Shut up.
And not invite me.
We're going to Vegas. We're going to Vegas, Bob. Come on. We'll be in Vegas, and then Nick can run things himself.
No, we'll be here for that. We'll come back on Monday.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, we're golden.
Dang.
But yeah, I think Milwaukee has a serious shot at going to the finals, and I think that would be pretty cool for them.
Milwaukee, another area that doesn't really win much. Typically,
the Brewers stink.
It's them and the Bucks. So
and that they only have the Bucks.
I don't know if we count Green Bay as a part of the Milwaukee people because a lot of Milwaukee natives, whatever people of Milwaukee are more Chicago fans than Green Bay.
I mean, Milwaukee
because it's closer. Yeah, it's based. Yeah, whatever. So Phoenix, Milwaukee. That's my prediction. That's your prediction.
Yes,
they're the two teams that are primed to build the momentum and carry that momentum through the rest of the playoffs.
But like I said, I would like to see Phoenix Suns and Brooklyn go up in the finals.
Well, yeah, you'd love to see Steve Nash go up against his former team.
Yeah,
but we'll see how it all plays out, right?
And I honestly just hope Chris Paul gets this ring.
Yeah,
he deserves it.
Man, he deserves it. It's time.
Yeah, it's time to give him his ring.
It's time. Come on, Phoenix, get it together. We're rooting for you here in the garage.
And if you take out LeBron in the first round, you're primed for a run.
Yeah,
at your ring.
And then you dispatch the MVPs and his team.
Yeah,
primed for a run for sure.
Yeah.
But there's more playoffs going on. We got the NHL playoffs, Stanley Cup semifinals going up. We have Golden. I was going to say Golden State. We have the Las Vegas Golden Knights versus the Montreal Canadiens. And then we have the New York Islanders versus the Tampa Bay Lightning.
So my question to you, these four teams are surprising at all?
So Vegas, I'm not shocked to see it all.
Yeah, no, me
Vegas,
neither, right?
Vegas came into the league 4 years ago. Have made it to the conference or the semifinals, the conference finals, three of the 4 years.
I was about to say this is their third year, right?
Yeah, that's insane for an expansion team. Granted, yes, they had a very easy way in with the way the expansion draft was set up.
Yeah,
but whatever.
They
Montreal, I thought Toronto was going to be able to beat them in round one.
Dude, but they can't overcome that round.
Toronto can't. They can't. But whatever they could. The Canadians I think they were down 3-1 and made the comeback in that series. And then they swept the Winnipeg Jets, a team that I always have thought is more dangerous than other people think they are. But they swept the Jets, and now here they are. They did lose game one to Gold. I keep wanting to say Golden State. They did lose game one to Vegas.
Wait till we go see their stadium, though. It's pretty crazy.
anything, everything is. Yeah.
But
what is it called? The Castle?
Fortress? I think it's a T-Mobile Arena.
Right, but their fan call.
Oh, yeah.
You know how the United Center was the Madhouse on Madison? I think they call it the Fortress.
Oh, okay. I mean, that's kind of cool. But I think Golden Knights taking this.
No, they probably.
Yeah.
Montreal, here's the thing. We are witnessing an awesome matchup between the two goaltenders, right? We have Marc-Andre Fleury in Vegas, and you have Carey Price in Montreal, two of the premier goalies in the NHL. Price has been a star for as long as I can remember. His bad years are a bad year for Carey Price is league average goalie play. So that should tell you how good he is. Marc-Andre Fleury, Pittsburgh just let him be available in the expansion draft. They're like, we're ready to move on.
Yeah, I still don't understand that.
I couldn't tell you. I was surprised it happened at the time. Vegas isn't complaining because
no, they aren't.
The dude is showing up in big moments after big moment. I mean, clearly people thought there was a point where he was done. Because to be fair to Pittsburgh, when he was there, his last year there, he kind of had a down year. They had another goalie. Oh, I don't want to mess up the name and sound like I don't know what I'm talking about. So I'm not even going to try. I think it's something Bennett, Matt Bennett, Mike Bennett. I could be wrong. Either way, a younger goalie had a good first year, so they committed to him. Hasn't worked out quite as well as he wanted. Pittsburgh still is good. Sidney Crosby's still a stud. But Marc-Andre Fleury finds himself in Vegas and is a hero for that team. He comes up big for them.
Yeah, no,
and what we're witnessing between Price and Fleury, I'm telling you, Bobby, I know you're not the hugest follower of hockey, and probably not everyone is a huge hockey fan. That's fine. But, appreciate the talent you're watching in the crease for both of these teams. Because you're not going to see, in my opinion, two Hall of Fame goalies go against each other.
Yeah, no, I agree.
You don't see it very often. And dude, Carey Price was, in my opinion, the reason Montreal was able to overcome that 3-1 deficit in the first round against Toronto. He stood on his head for that team.
No, I'll give you credit.
He's
been solid.
They've been very good. And then Fleury has been a rock for Vegas for 4 years now.
Yeah,
they know what they have in him. You're getting a very good goalie. But the thing when I look at this series, the thing that scares me if I'm a Canadiens fan, right, is the depth on Vegas's team. Vegas can beat you at all four lines. And you look at game one, right? So Vegas wins game one 4-1, and the top five scorers for Vegas, all of them in the playoffs, the top five playoff scorers combined for a total of 1 assist.
Wow.
1 assist. 6 points came from their blue line, their defensemen.
Yeah.
So you're talking about so you want to shut down their top five scorers. They've got other guys that can contribute on offense. They have a star goalie that can shut you down in the offense, defensive, in your offensive zone, their defensive zone. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
Good defensive play. They can play gritty. They can play fast. They can play finesse. They're the premier team to watch in the West, in the Western Conference. And this is kind of an untraditional Western Conference as well, with the shakeup of the divisions because of COVID and everything.
Yeah.
But even prior to this, they were the team to watch in the West because they could play every style of the game and play it well.
Yeah, no, I will give it to them. They are very.
They're a good team.
Yeah.
They're young, not age wise, but the organization is a young organization. 4 years in the league, still chasing that Stanley Cup. I was rooting for them when they lost to Washington a few years ago.
Yeah,
it would have been cool to see a expansion team win the Stanley Cup their first year in the league.
Yeah, it would have been. Considering the Vegas odds on it were insane.
Yeah, but it is what it is. They're still, like you said, they're still very good. 3 of the last 4 years.
3 of the last 4 years. That's
in the Western Conference Finals. You don't see that very often.
No, you don't.
So,
and our Blackhawks can't even make the playoffs.
Well, Blackhawks had their run.
Yeah,
and we'll dive into that a little bit here.
Yeah.
But then you have on the other side of the spectrum, you have Tampa Bay versus the New York Islanders.
My whole thing is the Islanders. They wouldn't be a team I would expect to be here.
No,
I definitely would not.
like the best way I can explain what the Islanders are doing is similar to the Giants, the San Francisco Giants in the MLB. Islanders aren't a bad team. They have Barry Trotz is going to be in the Hall of Fame. He's a very good coach. They have some talent, not as much as Tampa. Tampa is loaded.
Yeah.
I mean, they also have John Cooper is one of the best coaches as well. But out of these four teams that we're looking at, New York is probably the one that surprises you the most.
Yes.
Because you wouldn't have expected it. But with that being said, they lead the series 1-0.
Yeah, they do. I was shocked. I was shocked about that and them winning
it. That's the thing when playoffs come around. Anything can happen. I like the Islanders. They're a scrappy team. They're kind of the traditional Eastern Conference team where they play a little bit more gritty.
Yeah, but last year they didn't have much success.
No,
so that's why I'm just saying I was pretty shocked about.
Yeah, a lot. And you're not alone. You're not. Oh, hit my knee. Sorry. You're not alone in being shocked about that. But here they are, right?
Yeah.
So you give credit where credit is due. The big thing to watch though with this series is Barry Trotz and John Cooper for the third time in 4 years are going to coach against each other in the Eastern Conference Finals. Barry Trotz did it back when he was in Washington. In 2018, they beat Tampa to go to the Stanley Cup Finals and win against Vegas.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so this is a very cool. We talk about teams that have rivalries, right? That always seem to come across each other at certain moments.
Yeah.
Well, what about coaching rivalries? Barry Trotz versus John Cooper. Three of the last 4 years they've gone at it in the Eastern Conference Finals.
That's pretty cool.
With a trip to the Stanley Cup Finals on the line, these guys go against each other that consistently.
That's two incredibly good coaches.
Yeah, and that is the success of Barry Trotz's career is a huge factor to why New York is where they're at. Right? Barry Trotz has been there before. He knows how to coach in these situations. He can kind of teach the young guys in the lesser experienced team how to handle it. Whereas Tampa, you look at Tampa in the past 7 years, 5 times they've made it to the Eastern Conference Finals, and 7 times since the 2010-2011 season. That's, let's be real. That's very similar to what was going on with the LA Kings and the Chicago Blackhawks in the West back from 09 to 16. Yeah. It was the same thing. It was literally one of those two teams was winning the Stanley Cup. They alternated for 5 straight years.
Yeah.
So Tampa's been there. They're not panicking. Steven Stamkos isn't concerned. Victor Hedman's not panicking. Those guys, they're not freaking out about anything. Andrei Vasilevsky's not freaking out. John Cooper's not freaking out.
I mean, if even right now, as the Islanders sit 1-0, Tampa would still be the team I bet on.
Yeah, Tampa's still the team. They're the team to bet on in this situation.
Yeah.
One, because they have the talent, right? And they're also, in my opinion, the gold standard of success for the NHL for the past.
They are good. They've been good for over a decade.
Yeah, they're the gold standard of success. They're the new one, right? We had the Detroit. It was the Pittsburgh Penguins, Detroit Red Wings. That was the gold standard.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And then it became the Blackhawks and the Kings was the gold standard. The Bruins had their little run there. Pittsburgh had still kind of chipped in here and there. But you had Kings and Blackhawks from 2009 until about 2016 was when. Yeah. So that was a 7-year run. And then Tampa Bay, towards the tail end of that Blackhawks Kings dominance, they kind of took on the gold standard, and Vegas is doing it in the West now.
Yeah.
The thing that I love about the NHL is parity, right? I always talk about how, I want to watch competitive games. I don't like the NBA. The one issue I always have is it's always the same teams. It's the same stars.
Yeah.
I enjoy in the NHL where you can have changes here and there. And while you still have your staples of Tampa and Vegas right now, because they seem to always be there, you're still seeing other teams have that chance.
Yeah, you do. Because, you got Austin Matthews.
There's tons of young talent. The one team that frustrates me to my very core is the Edmonton Oilers.
Yeah.
How you can have Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl on the same team and you still underachieve, I don't know what I don't know how Edmonton finds a way to still be a mediocre team. You have Connor McDavid, who may go down as the best player of our generation. Also, I would not be shocked if by the end of his career he's being put on the Mount Rushmore of hockey players.
No, he should be. And
he is that good.
And just with him alone, how can you not get at least somewhat capable starters to get to the first round? That's what I don't understand.
Him and Leon Draisaitl can carry that offense all year, and they'll still lose games. They can't figure it out. They can't build appropriately around what they have. They could potentially squander two of like the very best young talents, specifically Connor McDavid. Draisaitl, I was a fan of him when they drafted him. Connor McDavid has turned Draisaitl into a much better player. And that's what cornerstone players do.
Yeah.
But Edmonton, for whatever reason, they can't figure it out. You'd think they would be, when you look at just those two guys, those two names alone, you'd think they should already be at least a playoff team every year.
Yeah, like a first round team.
But they can't.
They can't even do that.
They can't get out of their own way, and it's frustrating. Low key, I'm going to be honest. I'm kind of cynical, but I enjoy watching it. Just like how I always enjoyed watching Washington choke in the playoffs year after year. But whatever. Figure it out, Edmonton. Like you guys, really you cannot continue to waste what's in front of you. You have to learn how to take advantage of what you have and build around it. Granted, salary caps are a lot trickier in the NHL. It's a lot more strict. The salary cap isn't as high. It's trickier to build teams because of it. But you still need to find a way. You cannot waste Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl together. You can't.
But I mean, those in glass houses should not throw stones. We can't really say much.
We're sitting in the garage.
No, I'm saying Blackhawks suck.
Blackhawks. But the thing. Let me take my hat off real quick.
Yeah, hey,
air it out.
Yeah.
The thing with the thing
drop some heat right now.
The thing with the Blackhawks. This is kind of just the natural progression of dynasties. You're going to have you build and you climb up and you're really high for so long and then you fall. Blackhawks, they had a lot going on. Taves being out. They're trying to figure out the goalie situation since Crawford is gone.
Yeah,
and he was a shell of himself after he finally realized he had to retire.
Yeah.
They have pieces. They overachieved this year. You got to remember the Blackhawks for a little while were in contention.
Don't get me wrong. When I say they stink, I'm not saying they're terrible, but I mean, compared to what we were,
well, yeah,
it's hard to watch.
But that's in the NHL. It is so hard to have that kind of sustained success for as long as some of these teams have had it. Like Tampa, Tampa, we'll say since about 2012 is when Tampa has been a dominant team. So they're going on 8 years now, which is a very long time in the NHL because salary caps bite. The salary cap in the NHL specifically bites you in the ass.
Yeah, I mean, I think where the Blackhawks' problem lies is that you're paying
a lot of money for a lot of guys.
Well, a lot of money to two specific guys.
Not a lot of guys, for a small few guys.
Yeah, and how do you build a team?
But every team runs into that.
Yeah,
that's the thing. They all run into it. And in the world of sports, unless you're the Tampa Bay Rays, you have to spend money to win.
Yes,
like you have to spend money somewhere to win.
Or the Athletics.
But you have to be.
Don't be hating on.
I'm not hating. I like the Athletics.
No, what's his name?
Billy Bean.
Yeah, Billy Bean.
Jonah Hill.
Yeah, Jonah Hill.
Brad Pitt.
Yeah,
but you in certain you have to spend money, and when you're in the NHL and you can't afford to just let your stars, like your franchise stars, walk.
Yeah,
Jonathan Toews and Patrick Kane earned their money, and I would rather see the Blackhawks pay them than someone else do it. They got hurt by other contracts because Stan Bowman threw those massive contracts that have since been made or disallowed by the CBA. Those 13-year super loaded contracts. Those are biting them in the butt. The Hossa retirement and everything. That was a huge fiasco originally because there was all this salary cap chess that needed to be played.
Yeah.
But you see the rise and fall of these teams all the time. And Tampa is doing a very good job of avoiding it because Tampa continues to develop young guys. They continue to find people who contribute somewhere for cheap. The Blackhawks are starting to get that back.
I mean, they are.
But they're really weak on defense and they need more consistent goaltending.
Yes.
They had a lot of different guys get a shot at goalie the past 2 years. Nate, let's not forget they were in the playoff. They didn't make the playoff bubble 2 years ago.
Yeah.
The COVID bubble, they made it, went against Vegas.
Yeah, but like I said, I mean, they're not that as bad as I make it seem, but they need to get over this hump.
No, and they will. I'm not a big fan of their coach. Colleton doesn't thrill me.
Yeah, I don't.
I'm also not a big fan of Stan Bowman. Everyone always gets all against me when I say that, but I'm not gonna dive into that right now.
Joe Quenneville
sucked to see him go.
Yes, I haven't really liked the Blackhawks ever since he left. Like,
then I to an extent I feel bad for Colleton because Joe Quenneville will be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, you should.
And you're the coach that has to replace him when he was fired.
Yeah.
And no one really was happy that he was fired. It's not like it was something you saw coming.
Yeah, no.
He just was fired. And then he's like, yep, you're in. Good luck. But that is what it is. We'll see what the Hawks become. Right now, they're not any of these four teams.
Watch out for the Panthers, though.
Okay.
That's where Joe Quenneville is.
Yeah. Yeah, no, he's in Florida.
I think he could turn that team around.
He might be able to.
Yeah.
The one knock against Quenneville was that he wasn't always the most. He didn't give playing time to the young guys all that often. He stuck with but it is a fair knock against him. At some point, you have to be willing to let the young guys get their shots.
Yeah,
and he didn't always do that, and I think that was the biggest reason for the firing. But whatever, we'll see how that all plays out for Florida, how it plays out for the Blackhawks. Where it stands right now, Islanders and Lightning. I'm excited for that series. I'm going to root for the Islanders. I like rooting for underdogs. Golden Knights versus Canadiens. I'm a big Carey Price fan, so I'm going to have to root for the Canadiens over Vegas in that one.
So you got Canadiens, New York?
I'm not saying that's the matchup I think is going to happen
but that's a matchup you want.
That's the matchup I want. If I'm being entirely honest, I would love to see the Canadiens versus the Islanders because I haven't seen in my lifetime. I don't think I've seen either of those two teams play in the Stanley Cup Finals.
No, I can't.
We haven't seen it.
No,
and so that's why I want to see it. I've already watched Vegas dominate and make it to this point in the playoffs every year. I watched the Blackhawks beat Tampa. Just saying. Don't mind me. Game 6.
Where are the Blackhawks right now? Yeah, that's right. Sitting at home.
Whatever. I watched them beat Tampa. Just saying.
Now, but what I think is going to happen can be Vegas, Tampa in the finals.
You're picking the betting favorites, huh? I know.
That's who I think it's.
No, I want, like I said, that's the most realistic.
Yeah,
option.
You want to change your pace,
but I think Barry Trotz is going to be a huge factor in getting the Islanders to get through this series. If the Islanders are going to win this series, Barry Trotz is going to be the driving factor behind it, without a doubt. But whatever, we'll see how it all plays out. We'll be sure to watch the games when we can. But it's exciting. It'll be exciting to watch. I want to bring you my question of the week, though.
All right.
It's weird not having Nick here.
I know.
Just real quick, it's weird not having the third person.
Yeah, no, it's really weird.
It's throwing off.
It was weird when you weren't here.
It's throwing off our flow, man, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, either way, so my question, the Mills question of the week, it's actually Nick helped with the idea. He just pitched it to me. He asked me this out of the blue, I think, on the road trip down to Gatlinburg, actually.
So it's an honorary Nick's question.
It's an honorary Nick's question of the week. His question was, if you had to look at all the different trades that have happened in sports, what trade was the most even trade, right? Because when you have trades, it's almost always a winner and a loser. What trade do you look at and either go, Will both sides won or both sides lost? I already know my answer because obviously I've had time to think about it.
All right, yeah. Give me your answer.
Yeah, this is mine is the Trae Young Luka Doncic trade.
Yeah,
that's about as win-win as it gets. Two guys who are future stars.
Yeah,
who have already emerged as stars and the potential to be like complete franchise-changing players. They've already shown that. Luka Doncic is an absolute stud. He's one of my favorite players to watch. Trae Young, same thing. Really, really, really good point guard, and he's exciting to watch as well. So easy. That was, to me, super fair trade. Very, very easy to say both sides won. It's a tough question. You really got to look back on a lot of different things.
All right, I got one.
Shoot.
Eli, Philip Rivers.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that is probably the most straight-up trade that you would ever get.
Yeah. I do think.
Granted, Philip Rivers never did get a Super Bowl.
Yeah, but it's not like you got it's not like you traded a franchise quarterback for a non-franchise quarterback.
Like they were two very equal traded quarterbacks. You got the same production out of them.
Right. You just got the Super Bowls out of Eli.
Yeah.
And that's what would make people say that they won that trade. But if you look at the overall, like the careers outside of those two Super Bowls, pretty much the same.
Yeah.
I don't know if either of them will be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I don't either. But you got two very good.
I know there was a lot of talk about Philip Rivers being in the Hall of Fame. I'm pretty sure we talked about it.
I don't know if we did.
I think we did.
Maybe that's something we can cover. But let us know, guys. Philip Rivers, Eli Manning, Hall of Fame? ? I don't think so.
No.
If one of them is going to make it in, it'll probably be Eli because of the Super Bowls.
Yeah,
that would be his. That's like his big. That's his case, right?
Yeah,
there.
No, I'm pretty sure we did cover it. Philip Rivers, good career, not great.
Maybe we did. I can't remember. We're 14 episodes in.
Yeah, I
can't remember all of them.
First episode, but
yeah, 14 episodes. Damn, that's a lot.
Yeah,
we're schmoving.
But number one on ASAP Network. Glad to be here.
Yeah, episode number 1 on the ASAP Network. Yeah. But this is a little bit quicker episode for us.
Yeah.
Without having Nick here, it's kind of awkward. Hopefully, this.
He'll be back next week.
Yeah. He just short notice things. You know what? Life happens, guys. But thank you everybody for tuning in with us. We really appreciate it. If you like what you heard, please give us a like on Facebook, Garage Talk Sports. We do post to YouTube as well. And we have a Twitter. Twitter is at GTS Podcast 1. YouTube is Garage Talk Sports. I have a running joke that I want to have some kind of interaction with our email, gtspodcast1@gmail.com. So for anyone who's a new viewer who has found us through the ASAP Network, by all means, send us an email. I really just want one.
No, he really checks it every day.
I check it every single day.
Every single day.
I even check the spam. We don't get anything outside of like when it's like, hey, is this you logging into your YouTube, or here's your verification code for Spotify, whatever. But thank you everybody for listening. Thank you to the ASAP Network for bringing us on. We're excited to see where this goes and how this works out for everybody. But until next week, guys, have a good one.
Yep, see ya.